Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be making a jungle tiger scene out of paper, so let's just get right into it. I'm also submitting this project for Boylai Hobby Time's monthly craft challenge. The theme was dangerous plant life, and you'll see how this lightbox ties into that theme later on. I got 12 sheets of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and I draw a 1/2 inch border around all of them. This border is important later on. I also have a really thorough sketch here of what I want to make. As you can see, this scene depicts a woman bathing in a pond and a tiger comes and surprises her. And of course it's going to have a little magical touch. The tiger is huge and magical. I wanted to do some kind of jungle scene, so I thought a tiger would be really cool. I had a few other ideas, but this one ended up being my favorite. Since the tiger is the focal point of this lightbox, I thought I would start on it first. But tigers are actually quite difficult to draw, for me at least, so I've struggled with this. I liked the sketch that I made first, but it was lopsided and I didn't do the proportions correct. So when I resketched it to try to get it right, I didn't like it. So I retried and I didn't like it again. I didn't like the pose, I didn't like the body, I thought the face looked way too feline. I know tigers are felines, but their faces are actually pretty manly. I don't know how else to say it. Some cats look really feminine and some look manly. Tigers look pretty manly. So I restarted a third time and I decided to switch up the pose because I kind of didn't like the pose. So I redid it so you can see more of the body, and I think this one looked a lot better. And without the stripes, this kind of looks like a lion, but I knew that the stripes would tie it together, so I just continued. I cut out the silhouette of the tiger first, that's important. I also cut out the eyes. Tigers have a few different colors to them. They have this light tan color and this orange color. These light colors tend to be on the inside of the legs, the belly, the chest, under the cheeks, around the eyes. So I drew those in and I'm going to cut them out and re-add them in the form of sketching paper. That way there's some shade variety and it looks more tiger-like. And in order to do all that, I kind of had to disassemble this tiger, so I had a little bit of trouble keeping track of all these little pieces, but I somehow managed. Oh yeah, and I also added sketching paper to the toes. Then on top of that, I wanted to add some shading under the chin, on the back leg, under the chest, under the tail. So I did that by cutting out the shadows and more sketching paper and gluing them on top. I covered the eye holes in tracing paper. It really draws the attention to the eyes when they're the lightest part of the body. And then here's the secret technique to making this look like a tiger, getting a black pen and just drawing in the tiger stripes with black. I thought this would be the best way to go because I didn't want to spend a bunch of time drawing out really tiny little dots and lines for all of the stripy patterns, so I just drew them on. I try to keep things pretty symmetrical, and I outlined the face, the nose, the eyes, the ears. I outlined everything and then the stripes. I used a similar technique with a pen to make line art on a project before, this zombie deer lightbox that I made a long time ago, and this one turned out really cool as well. I like using this technique, so if you want to check out that deer one, I'll leave it linked down below. I finished up the eyes by making the pupil, and then I cut a few lines into the tiger for details. I also kind of collaborated with my mom on this project. We both decided to make a tiger. She makes beautiful cloisonné enamel jewelry, and she has a YouTube channel where she made a little tiger picture. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave the link down below. The next part of this project is of course the background environment, and I'm making jungle scenery. The jungle has such a wide variety of plants, so I try to incorporate as many as I could. I looked at reference photos and just made the layers going backwards with different plants. This part is a little boring though, so while we're here, I'm going to share a story that my sister made for this lightbox. A long time ago in a faraway land, there lived a gorgeous young woman in a beautiful house on the edge of a dense jungle. She was an incredibly charming girl. However, ever since she was born, she was burdened by a terrible illness. She was weak and always got sick. Over the years, she spent many dark nights cradled in her father's arms, coughing while he tried to rock her to sleep. As she grew, her sickness got worse and her father worked tirelessly to find a cure. Ever since she could remember, various doctors with all kinds of different skill sets would poke at her and prod at her for hours, hoping to work a miracle. Unfortunately, after days of trying, every single one of them left with heads hung low, promising in a sad tone that there was no solution to their problem. That is how it was day after day, month after month, year after year, and as the little girl grew into a young woman, she grew incredibly hopeless, giving up any dreams of living a happy, healthy life. Her father took care of her, but he was getting old and her worry grew. Then, with one spontaneous visitor, everything changed. A weary traveler came late one humid, rainy night. The drops of the downpour hammered on the roof of the house with a calming effect as her father greeted him and invited him inside. He was a tall man dressed in foreign-looking clothes. The young woman was lying on a comfortable couch in the corner when he walked through the door, his black shoes glistening with wetness. As he entered the room, the woman tried to raise herself onto her elbows to greet him, but unfortunately just then, a terrible fit of coughing overwhelmed her and she fell back onto the couch. When he saw his daughter struggling, the young woman's father rushed to her side. Upon seeing the tears in his eyes, the traveler decided to help them. It was there in the comfort of the well-lit room that the young woman learned about one of the wild's most tantalizing secrets. Millions of years before, in the grip of the jungle, a secluded waterfall fed into an indent in the dirt and formed a good-sized pond. When the pond was finished forming, something wonderful happened. A beautiful tiger wandered out of the forest and lowered its head to drink out of the water. The tiger was one of the natural spirits of the jungle. They were in charge of all kinds of beautiful happenings like growing new plants and causing the spring rainfall. Due to the whimsical abilities of the tiger, when it drank from the pond, something wonderful happened. Upon getting struck by the tiger's tongue, the water of the pond became infused with magic, and from that day on it had the ability to cure any illness or injury. Upon hearing the traveler's journey, the young woman and her father's spirits lifted. As soon as the rain let up, the woman's father packed a bag and headed into the jungle to find the pond with the hope of bottling some of the water. Unfortunately, one factor was going to make this journey almost impossibly difficult. The nature spirits that ruled the jungle had a powerful wish to stay secretive and not interact with humans. They feared that people were too intrusive and greedy to coexist with and would hunt them down in order to use their magical abilities for their own gain. At first, mankind chose not to respect the spirits' wishes and charged into the jungle to seize as much magic as they could for themselves. In response to the humans trespassing, the spirits poured all of their combined strength into the vegetation around them. In response to being saturated by magic, the foliage grew and spread, swamping the farms and villages at the jungle's edge. Desperate from losing their homes, the villagers visited the spirits and begged them to retreat to the jungle so they could repair their homes and sheep pens. Fortunately, the spirits were in a generous mood and pulled the jungle back so the villages and farms could recover, on the condition that no human would ever enter the jungle for any reason. The spirits took this deal deadly serious. If the terms of the agreement were ever broken, there would be bloody consequences. With that on her mind, the young woman stared anxiously at her father disappearing between the trees and vines. Over the next few days, the young woman waited and waited by the window to watch for her father's shadow walking towards the house. However, her eyes met nothing but stillness. After a few weeks had passed without any sight of him, she decided to head out and look for him. She suspected that something bad had happened to him, and she knew she wouldn't be able to survive on her own. Her only hope was to try to find the pond and heal herself. Then she could go and look for her father. She packed a small bag with some food and headed towards the towering trees. Almost as soon as the young woman was swallowed by the jungle, she was mesmerized by the shapes of the vines that snaked through the branches and hung from the trees all around her. She craned her neck trying to see the moon in the sky above her. However, the vegetation was way too thick and nothing but pale yellowish rays were able to penetrate the thick stringy plants. The going was slow. The woman kept getting her shoes snagged on vegetation and almost making her trip. Even when she wasn't fighting the vegetation, she was barely dragging herself forward from exhaustion. She had to stop frequently and decided to break a branch off a nearby tree and lean on it like a cane. The sun rose as she walked, and long shafts of light started to filter through the leaves of the towering trees. They cast playful shapes on the ground. When she looked up at the branches that crisscrossed every which way above her head, she saw the colorful tips of parrots' wings flash through the leaves of the canopy. Then the vivid feathers disappeared, and a moment later the woman could hear the ear-splitting shrieks as they communicated with each other. It was around midday when the woman arrived at the pond. She heard the commotion of the constantly falling water before she saw it. Like a humongous noisy drum, it drowned out all of the jungle's seemingly constant noise. Then the woman rounded the corner and set her eyes on the tumbling sheet of water. The waterfall came from a tall cliff of rocks in a small clearing. It ran into a pond with water so clear she could see all the way to the bottom. The air was hot and humid, and she took deep breaths. It felt soothing to her lungs. She quickly stripped off all of her clothes. Leaning hard on her stick, she dragged herself closer to the water. She placed her hand in, and the touch of the warm water spread a comforting warmth through her body. She sat in the water for a long time and felt stronger each minute. Soon she was swimming laps around the pond with so much new energy. She turned back towards the shore to get out when she noticed something out of the corner of her eye. It was a tiger, a gigantic, majestic creature with a shimmering coat. It just appeared next to the pond from one second to the other, and she caught herself staring into its narrow yellow eyes. It only took one look at it for the woman to realize it was no ordinary tiger. Its stance was too graceful, and the color of its fur was too vivid and saturated. Its eyes were way too intelligent to be a dumb beast. It was then, with a jolt of horror, that the woman realized that it was the nature spirits from the traveler's story. Her heart sank, and she suddenly discovered the reason of her father's failure to return to her. The tiger had destroyed him because he had trespassed into the jungle, and it was going to do the same to her. The tiger moved closer to the woman, and she was filled with panic as she struggled in the water of the pond violently. She managed to pull herself onto the shore. It was all in vain, however. Her hair was already turning into vines, and her skin started to grow a thick layer of bark. Her body went rigid a few steps later, her limbs fusing together and her torso lengthening until she was over 100 times her height. Her senses failed her as the transformation was complete, and her form was forever altered to that of a tree, indistinguishable from that of any other. That is how the woman was forced to stay in a silent, unmoving prison as the jungle grew wild and unyielding around her. So yeah, that was the story for this project. I hope you enjoyed it. Now back to the video. With all the vegetation cut out, I could move onto the foreground and figure out what I wanted there. I decided I wanted to add some vines onto the layer with the tiger, so I just quickly cut those out and attached them. For the foreground with the water, I kept it simple. I have some blank layers that I just glue some tracing paper over to create water layers, and on one layer I decided to add a few rocks coming into the water. Up next is making the sick woman. I wanted to make her halfway out of the water with her hair flowing in the water, so I drew out this quick sketch. I'm going to color her hair black with Sharpie. So I got to work cutting out this shape of a woman from the waist up. I was just going to glue this onto the tracing paper and that'll be it. But when I actually finished it and glued it in place, it looked like the woman was cut off at the waist because the tracing paper is kind of see-through when you glue something directly on it, and it just looked bad. So I decided to remake it and draw out the whole body of the woman, and that looked a lot better. I cut out the waterfall from the rock, and I cut a piece of tracing paper that would fit in there and glued it in place. I wanted to continue the waterfall from the background into the pond, so I created it flowing over this layer into the pond, and I cut it out the same. I cut some ripples into the water around the woman, and I also cut some lines into the water of the waterfall to make it look more watery. Then to finish up this piece, I added some details to the plants, I added some mist, I added her clothes on the rock, and just finished up all these layers. And now all of my layers are done, here they are, and it's time to assemble this piece. I get 1/2 inch thick foam board and I cut a bunch of strips 8.5 by 1/2 inch long and 10 inch by 1/2 inch long. Then I glue these along the border of my layers and stack them to assemble this piece. And after adding an LED strip and setting it to whatever light I want, here is the finished product. I love it so much. I think the colors are beautiful. I love the setting. I love the tiger. I think the black really looks good. I think the fact that I made the woman's hair black too ties them together. And I just really like how this turned out. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye!